This next piece just has one edge that has some bark on it. And I'm also going to wax all the sides on this because I want to show you the figure in it. It's important to not have too much wax in the pan at one time on the one hand. On the other hand, it's important to have enough to get some overlap over the edges so that you're certain to get a good seal. And again, it's bubbling around the edges. That means that it's been in there long enough. Now, if you look at this line here, this is a line of curl. When you see curl in the end grain, that's a sign that you're going to see a lot of figure in the wood itself. And I'm going to go ahead, as I said, and verify that by waxing all of the sides on this so that you can see it more plainly. When you seal these things completely, it's kind of like putting it back in the tree, because no moisture will escape other than that little bit that you let out while you're waxing it. And I have wood that has been completely waxed for as long as 6 years now that looks exactly the same way it did the day I got it. Put some wax on this side. I don't know if you can see it yet, but there's quite a bit of curl in here and on the other side that will be very plain in a hurry. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's actually sizzling. Sounds like bacon. There's a little curl you can see over here. It may not be easy to see, and there's quite a bit here. When this is round, most of the bark, this is the top is what's facing me now. When this is round, there might be a little bit of bark left in the finished piece, but the likelihood is most of it will go. Now, because I'm just going to turn it over 90 degrees, I can let the wax run down. There we go. There's that splash. Can let the wax run down the side. That's why the cardboard's on the floor. Now, when this is hot enough, I'm going to pick it up and turn it over, because I think I've made enough of a mess for this particular video. And if you look here, you can see an awful lot of figure. That's something that will definitely end up in the top of the finished piece. When I'm in the field cutting these blanks, even the chainsaw cuts, these are mostly bandsawed, I see. Even the chainsaw cuts, I'm considering where the figure is and what kind of form I'm likely to be able to get out of it as I go along. This one is not ready for storage. And if it's in the frame, you can see a lot of curl there too. Now here again, this is bark edge, and at least two of these sides are not end grain, but in order to protect the bark, which I'll show you when I turn it around on the next piece, on the next edge, I'm going to be sure to do all 4 edges so the bark will stay on. I think I can even turn this up just a little more. That's good. Now, on the next edge, I'm going to turn it back around and talk about the decay that's actually in this surface. I'm going to make this into a bowl blank, shallow bowl, dish, if you will, platter. And I'm hoping that most of that is going to turn out. My expectation is that it will. It does most of the time. You can see it in here. In here. The idea is that these things grow inward and frequently get covered over as the tree grows, and the center of the tree might be dead rotten, but the outside parts are perfectly usable, and that's what my expectation is for this piece. Then when we start stripping away the material, we'll dish down in there and that will just go. This is the last edge of this one. And here again, if you look across the top edge, you can see these little flames in the end grain, which tell you for sure you're going to get a lot of curl in the finished piece. Got enough bubble for this. Now the next piece I'm going to do is a round one. And in doing the round one, you have to go at it a little bit differently. I like to pick a spot and start on the furthest front edge and roll slowly towards me, allowing the wax to get in there and seat. And you can really tell when you're going too fast, as I said, in the winter, when the wood is cold, because it won't be clear, it'll still be waxy looking, translucent.